America Meditating Radio Show. We collect wisdom, inspire each other, and empower hearts on demand 24/7. Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jenna, host of the syndicated America Meditating Radio. We bridge divides, we seek deeper meaning, and we answer life's most compelling questions from experts around the world. Because in a world of uncertainty and division within and out, we will need answers right here, right now. Join me and guests on America Meditating Radio, a show for everyone to learn more about this amazing thing called life.
The Azar Foundation for Children of the World is an organization aimed to support women and children in need across the globe. We believe in empowering lives, strengthening minds, and providing programs that enrich health and education. The Azar Foundation was founded in 2003 and has been serving the world ever since. Visit us at our website at www.azarforchildren.org. That's www.azar4children.org to find out more information about our endeavors and join our mailing list. Remember, the smile and the cry of a child doesn't have any language. The Azar Foundation. The Miracle Medical Clinic is a clinic that has been providing quality healthcare services to the Houston area since 1996. In a comfortable environment, they are dedicated to helping you live a healthy lifestyle for years to come. For more information, please call 713-464-0236 or visit us at our website at www.miraclemedicalclinic.com. The Miracle Medical Clinic, where preventive healthcare is waiting for you.
Hello everyone, this is Sister Jenna from the America Meditating Radio, and I'm excited to introduce to you Meditate the Vote. It's going to be a national campaign, and what we're asking for all of you to join us with is to raise the bar of conversation. Try to see in what way we can change our interpretation about who we are, what we are, and perhaps the direction in which we want this country to go in. Regardless of whoever becomes the next president in 2017, we are still responsible for the way that we want to move our lives. So could you join me and an alliance of friends around the country to meditate the vote? Go to americameditating.org, press on Events, Meditate the Vote, and you'll be able to get a whole bunch of information. So join us, because I, Sister Jenna, meditate the vote.
People
Hello, everyone, and welcome to America Meditating. I'm your host, Sister Jenna, and that's our beautiful, angelic, amazing friend, Sanatam Kaur, and that track was called People of Love. And boy, did I need some love today. I usually don't really handle, taking the cars to the garage and doing this and that and all of those things, but last week, I was just passing by. I went to Mercedes to check if we could just drop the car off. Everyone's in transit right now here, so a lot of going and comings, and I've been also traveling. And some days I just want to be out and just have a day for me because I'm surrounded by people all the time. And Antonia, she's always begging the destiny to just give me some private time. Anyway, to make a long story short, I'm driving from Mercedes, and they don't have an appointment for the car till another 3 weeks. So I just passed this place that I always pass by the house, and I just decided to just drive it, drop it off, and tell the guy, this is this, and this is this, and he's, check it out. Anyway, to make a long story short, I go to pick up the car today, and they're charging me a ridiculous amount of money, and they didn't fix anything on the car, and guess what? The car's worse than I took it in. The windows don't work. The radio doesn't work. The back part of my trunk is missing. And they put something in the back seat, and I thought this was a good car. What happened? And then at the end of the day, I'm driving out. I'm saying, I don't think I should pay for this. I don't think this is the right thing to do. This makes no sense. And the receptionist was a very, very nice young man, and he says, Sister Jenna, just take the car and go. Just go. I'll take care of it. As I'm driving out, he comes out, and he's the other guy who apparently was fixing the car. He comes out and says, have a bad day. And I just went, where is my love right now? Because I'm going to really need a lot of love in me. But I have to tell you, my friends, I didn't do too bad. I felt actually quite empathetic, and I was really in a good place. And I must tell you, it's the Arlington Motor Car Service. Do not take your car there. So that's as far as my love's going to go today. But what I did witness was just how much pain we're in. And I've been having this conversation recently about fear and the power to heal, and even though I'm not the one that might heal the world, I'm a part of the healing. And so I told Antonio, you've got to tell the Better Business Bureau about these people because this is just not right behavior. You just don't tell a sister, have a bad day. What's happening in your head? And I left there thinking about individuals who are 100 times more amplified in no self-love, and that they're walking around with that energy in our world, and that vibration is spreading in our world. And then you wonder sometimes, why do you pick up certain thoughts that just don't feel elevated? They don't feel divine. They don't feel like they're coming from a place of love for the self and appreciation for mankind. And so I want to send them pure feelings and good wishes because they're going to need that. You just don't do that. And the irony was, I wasn't even disrespectful. This is the best part. So then the sign of that was saying there was so much percolating in that poor, poor man. And no matter what, he couldn't hold his junk inside. Similarly to what's going on when we wake up in the morning and we hear news about suicide bombers in Turkey and Dakar in Saudi Arabia, we can't hold the intensity of fear and the separation of the real quality of the self, the real purity of the self of love anymore. And it's almost as if the destiny or the drama is actually conspiring to force us to turn inwards until we remember and experience that place of love and truth that we came into this drama and destiny with. Please stay tuned. We're going to have a heart-to-heart conversation with Agapi Stassinopoulos, and she's going to be telling us about how we can go deeper into this process of how to feel our truth and ourselves, because whether we are cognizant of our pains or not, it's sometimes the pain that we're not aware of that's really robbing the soul of the love that it really was born with. So stay tuned. You're listening to America Meditating Radio, and we're going to take you into a meditation, which is what we do best here, because I think when we allow the space of silence to enter our awareness, it gives us an opportunity to be honest with ourselves and to be truthful with ourselves, to check if we're really feeling genuinely clear. Take a deep breath, relax, and let's let go. Om Shanti. The time that we choose to be aware doesn't necessarily require me to just sit and meditate. But even while I walk and move around, I can be in a meditative awareness, which is awareness of the soul, the original, eternal, imperishable being of light. For a little while, I'd like to invite you to be present, to be here, and to be now. Allow your mind to settle in the moment, to relax. This meditation is about awareness. It's about becoming aware of your original and eternal self. It's about connecting to your truth. Let go of your name. And observe yourself feeling nameless. Let go of your gender to discontinue thinking you're a man or a woman. Let it go and observe how you would feel walking around without a gender. Let go of the role that you play and let go of the titles that you own. Observe how you're feeling as you are gradually letting go. Let go of your religion and put it aside just for now. And let go of your nationality and even the language that you're accustomed to. Imagine you have no name, gender, role, title, religion, nationality, or even a language. Ask yourself, how do you feel at this moment? And in this feeling, who would think of you and who would you think of? The Supreme Soul would think of you, and you, the liberated soul, would think of the Supreme. In this state of absolute freedom, I am truly who I am. A free, peaceful, pure, immortal, and eternal soul. Allow yourself to just be absorbed in this awareness. At this time, Welcome back. That was letting go from off the grid into the heart meditation CD, and I think why I like it so much is that it takes us back to the core of who we are. Well, we're very psyched to welcome actress and author Agapi Stassinopoulos. Agapi was born and raised in the beautiful Athens, Greece, and at age 18, she entered the prestigious Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts in London and later became a member of the world-famous theater company Young Vic. She moved to the United States to do film and television and later attended the University of Santa Monica, where she completed her master's degree in psychology. But while her sister Arianna Huffington was doing research for her book about Greek mythology, Agapi's love for the gods and goddesses was ignited and led to 2 books of her own, as well as a one-woman show and a PBS special. She also co-produced and co-hosted a documentary called Quest for the Gods, shot on location in Greece. Agapi has been invited to speak at various international events, global conferences, and also spoken about health and well-being, the Spirit of Women organization. For the Spirit of Women organization, an inspiring teacher, Agapi conducts seminars worldwide, empowering others to recognize their individual gifts and create the lives that they want. She's frequently a blogger, of course, for the Huffington Post, and her most recent book is entitled Unbinding the Heart, a dose of Greek wisdom, generosity, and unconditional love. Welcome, my dear.
Oh, my goodness, Sister Jenna, so wonderful to speak with you. Oh, I am so filled already with the love and the presence that you brought. My goodness. I am giving you a viral hug, as they say, through the airwaves.
I am completely receiving that. And just for the record, I've been to 93 countries, and Greece happens to be one of my favorites.
Oh, my God. Oh, Sister Jenna, that is just amazing. Oh, let us feel your audience and your listeners with the love that you've already inspired and that I really make my intention to live by every day. And I thank you for your introduction, your beautiful words, your kind meditation, and I thank you for the story brought in.
Oh my gosh, what a day I had today, Agapi. It was like, where was the love?
I am so passionate about what you just said. Can I just start by saying to your listeners, welcome. Agapi means unconditional love, and the book that I wrote, Unbinding the Heart, that came out actually 4 years ago, it's my life story. It's 32 vignettes from my life. You know, Sister Jenna, I had an amazing mother. I'm right now in Los Angeles. We have a home in Los Angeles and a home in New York. I'm bi-coastal. And I'm looking at a picture of my mother, actually, as I'm speaking to you. And she evoked generosity, non-hierarchy, inclusivity, and she was ruthless about people, what she called toxic people. She taught me and Arianna so much, and that's why I wrote this book, Unbinding the Heart, because I felt I had to tell my story of how I came to connect in my life with my heart, with my voice, with my calling, how I struggled from wanting what you so beautifully said in your meditation, to be identified as a successful actress. Because, you know, once you go into the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts, which is the top school in London, where Alan Rickman graduated from, and Anthony Hopkins, and Helen Mirren, and all these amazing actors, and I was so recognized as an actress, as a talented actress who was going to be a star. And what happened when I came to Hollywood, the movie that I came to do didn't work out. You know, it was like God's carrot. He brought me from he or she or it, the universal energy of love that was inside of me, guided me to come to America to do this movie. But the movie fell through because that's what movies do, you know. So from that moment on, I had to start to weave my life and see where did the Spirit guide me. I was young, I was shut down, I had an amazing mother who taught me everything, but I had to discover everything myself. And little by little, I started my path by reading spiritual books, by going to spiritual meditations. I was very, very blessed. I met my spiritual teacher, John Roger, who has a center in Los Angeles, the movement of spiritual inner awareness. And it's all about the inner movement, the spiritual inner movement. It's not anything you belong to, because we belong to the universal energy, as you so beautifully said, And once I started my path, I started to unravel. One thing led to another, and it took years for me to realize that I wasn't just here to be a successful actress. I'm a soul that has a calling and an expression, and so are we all. And we're just here to wake up, to remember that we are part of this oneness, of this universal energy, of this love, of this divinity, whatever you call it. Words cannot really capture it. As you so beautifully said, the world is surrounded by people who, God bless them, have had pain and judgment, and we come across them from car services,
all walks
to
of life,
traveling,
all over.
to, what do you call them, at the airport, from the security people.
The TSA, right. Oh, yeah, those are the best. I mean, those are the best. And please note this, I wear a beautiful white long sari. That's my only outfit. And I always enjoy the massages that I get from TSA when I have to go to the airport, because it's obvious. Come on, I'm not going to hurt a fly. But here, I want to jump in here just a little bit, because it's so interesting how natural it was. You're called into acting. You're going to the best school. It's natural for you to know this is what I'm supposed to do. So here's this. It's not happening. Was that a reason for your deeper soul searching to start, or was your soul searching always a shadow with you as far back as you can remember?
No, I think my soul searching jump-started at that point. I think all my life I wanted to bring joy and love and happiness. And whenever my parents fought or were not happy or were disconnected with each other and then they separated, and whenever I saw disharmony, I felt terribly upset. I felt I have to fix it, because I had a very deep calling of love and connection and happiness, and I was attached to it, And it was later, when things were not working out, that I started to feel the nudge, the push, the whisper. There's got to be something more. There's got to be something more. And it's very, at that point, it's painful, and it's you kind of know it, but the windows are shut and the doors are closed and they're locked, and you go, oh my God, there is somewhere in there that I can get out of this.
Right.
And so you start to look and you start to find, and the more you ask, the more suddenly a ray of light comes in, and it comes through a person, through a book, through a seminar, through a podcast. And the ray of life, once you catch it, then hold on to it, and it will start leading you to your next thing and your next thing, and it will start opening up and expanding and amplifying that light inside. And that was my path for me. That was my jump starting was, hey, I have nothing. This career isn't happening. And
I get
it took me years to say, well, that's not happening. What's going to happen? And my breakthrough, which I write about in my book, is I think about 6 or 7 years later, I was in a bus, in New York City bus, and I hadn't gotten a part in a Greek play in Williamstown. It was a 6-hour adaptation of plays. And what happened at that moment when I didn't get the part, it's like sometimes you have to hit bottom. You know how they say you have to hit bottom? And at that moment I cried out and I said, I have to do something. And I went in this bus, in the New York City bus, and I started to perform for a woman next to me who also happened to be an actress. Started to talk, because when you're Greek, you speak to people unconditionally. You don't wait for them to introduce themselves to you. You just speak, right? And I just said, okay. I told her my story, and she said how much she loved theater, and I said I auditioned with Joan of Arc, and she said to me, oh my God, I love that monologue. And I said to her, let me do it for you. And I ended up performing for one woman.
Wow.
Who cried at the end of my monologue. And I think what happened at that moment, I realized how I had conditioned my gift to only share it when I got the part. My gift was my exuberant, well, first of all, I was talented, and I am talented, and I could do the monologues anytime, anywhere. And that freed me up. It was like I came out of a straitjacket at that moment. And that, honestly, and when people read my book, they say, oh, my God, at that moment, she actually said to me, my dear girl, why are you waiting for anybody to hire you? Why don't you just go do your own thing?
Wonderful.
And at that moment, I said, okay.
That's it. That was it.
I don't know what that is. I had no idea. But then I sat down, and Spirit gave me the creative spirit to do a one-woman show, Goddesses, and which led me to books and a career of teaching about the archetypes. It's an amazing journey. I mean, when I look back, I go, God, but you don't know it. It's sort of like the divine unknowing. It's like you don't know it till you start swimming. You don't know how far you can go in the ocean. But you've got to get in there. You've got to dive. You've got to just dive and make up the strokes.
Agapi, you mentioned earlier on in the conversation about, the experience of light that came in. And I'm just remembering when I was in India in my 20s. Actually, even before that, I was having these series of visions of this light that was bigger than the life that I was living. But what I had was a very strong foundation of lots of yogis because I was raised around yogis. I was 18. And so I kind of knew that I always had somewhere as an alternative, but it was just not in my framing at all. But when that energy of that seeping of that energy of light, what I call God or the Supreme Being, Muslims call Allah, Buddhists call Nirvana or what have you, that opening, that connection between soul at a deep level and God, the Supreme Soul, opened up a part of me that I had not even known had existed in me. And I call that part the part of the soul that has that love stored in there, like this massive amount of love. I'd like to ask you two particular questions as we share together in this conversation.
What you're saying. I just love, I totally get exactly what you're saying.
Tell us, what is Agapi's interpretation of love, and what is your interpretation of God?
Thank you so much. I love this question. I always marvel at our bodies, and I always, when I speak, I say we have 37.2 billion cells. And as we speak right now, 25 million are being born and dying at the same time. There is this constant movement of elevation and rebirth and death in our own bodies. And yet, we have nothing to do with this. Our very own breath. Someone is breathing us. Something is breathing us. As Rumi says, a mystic poet, he says, let yourself be breathed. So our very breath, Sister Jenna, our very cells, our very body is operating from this energy that we call, for lack of a better word, universal love. It's the cosmic energy that lives in us. And this is the primal force of creation. My reference to it as the greatest way I can describe it is the love, the universal love that sustains everything. The planets, the billions of stars, the billions of planets, the billions of galaxies, the life on planet Earth, the tiny little spot that we have on planet Earth. And yet in every human being, that spark, that divine spark, that light that you talked about, that is from the cosmic creation, is in each one of us. And as you so beautifully said in your meditation, it then starts to crystallize by saying, I am a Sister Jenna, and I am of this religion, and I'm an Agapi, and I'm a Greek, and I'm a girl, and I am this size, and oh my God, I have cellulite, and I judge my cellulite. And then, God forbid, and I go, oh, I want to put my jeans on, but my jeans don't really fit me. And isn't it terrible that my body is changing, and how awful is aging, and I judge the hell out of myself. So, and then you go, Agapi, you are the cosmos. You, inside of you, is the cosmos. And then you say, but I didn't get the job, and I don't have enough money, and Joe Smith doesn't love me as much as I love him, and my best friend doesn't talk to me, and my boss is mean to me. And we get caught up in this extraordinarily human drama that the Greeks wrote so beautifully about, and Shakespeare, and we get caught. But if you want drama, please go see plays, go see the movies, go get your drama out of your life so you can live in freedom. The only reason why we need to connect with the divine light and this cosmic energy that lives in us, however each one of us does it, so we can be free. We can have what we have. We don't have what we want to have. Who does? But then we can be this light, positive force where you can go fix your Mercedes and you get a Mercedes that is way worse than you brought it, and these people are filled with this bad energy, and you can say, God bless you, my friend. I am going to have an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing day. And may the bad wishes you brought towards me be dissipated in the universe. And you go wake up. Go wake up. And one thing is when we look at the news to say, light, send good energy to everything you can. Imagine how we who are more conscious, if we up our game, if we really let go, as you said, let go. What can you let go right now?
I love that quote you just said, when we up our game. And I think that that's where the challenge begins, because remember, Einstein said it best, where if you want to make any changes, you have to rise at a level of consciousness than where you are. And what's been interesting is if we can't do that consciously out of love, because your path has been a path of love, forgiveness, God, spirituality, and upping your game. And there are two ways that I've observed that the drama helps us, or the destiny helps us. We can up our game because we know that we are loving beings, and at this present moment, I feel like my love can be amplified. Or we can get very toxic people in our lives that force us to up our game of love, because if we don't up our power of love, we're going to kill someone. And so the whole thing is like, we need to up this game of love. And I'm just wondering, in your book, are there a few steps or a few techniques that you can offer our listeners that they can up their game of love and not receive the toxic energy that we are seeing so rampantly in the world today?
Yes, there are. And actually, Sister Jenna, I have a new book that's coming out January, Christmas time, December 2016, which is called Wake Up to the Joy of You, 52 guided meditations for a calmer and happier life. And in that book, I decided, like you so beautifully asked the question, to spell it out. I wrote Unbinding the Heart and told my story, but then I went around the world and spoke, and people would say to me, well, but how do I love myself? How do I learn to forgive? How do I handle negative people? How do I move from disappointment and feeling bad? How do I speak my truth? All these questions that are so human. And I said, okay, I am going to spell it out. And I wrote 52 chapters and did guided meditations. And one of my chapters is loving yourself and how to do that. And to love yourself, it's not a lip service. It's not like you're going to do affirmations. I love myself so much. I am part of the divine energy. That doesn't mean nothing. It's words. You've got to go there in the raw parts of you, to your inner child, to the parts that hurt, to the humanness of you, and find a place to really forgive the judgments that you have on yourself, on your parents, on God, on society. Why isn't my life better? Why Blow Smith doesn't love me? Why do my kids this? Why can't I have a child? Why don't I get my book published? Why don't I get more money? Why do I have whatever that is? Or I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. All that has to be catharted, be purged through your consciousness. And you take the time, you take a pen and paper, you write down all the badness or whatever you've judged yourself, and you go somewhere in there is a pearl and a gem and a light and a good person, no matter what happened to me, no matter what didn't happen to me, this very moment. God only lives in the moment, not in the future. That's our thought. It's current. This moment I am current. and you find the places to cry, to release the pain, to forgive. Start a litany of appreciation of yourself. And I have a chapter in my new book, Sister Jenna, that's called Live Life as a Thank You. And you start to thank everything. You thank your breath. You start with your breath. You thank everything around you. Knives, forks, plates, chairs, cars, freeways, television, plants. You just go into a stream of consciousness of not taking anything for granted. And you go, my eyes, oh my God, water. You turn the faucet and you go, do you know that there are millions of people in the world who don't have water, let alone food, let alone that live in terror of when the next bombing is going to happen? You literally, I say, get down on your knees with gratitude, because to live in this country, to have so much knowledge, so much information that everybody, Sister Jenna, can just go on any channel on YouTube and find enlightened people who are speaking, listening to people who have broken into the light, and then finding your own light, and then starting to access your wisdom. So forgiveness, appreciation, and gratitude. Forgiveness, appreciation, and gratitude. You are ruthless with yourself. I work like that with Agapi. I mean, I go through it like I'm sure you do. You get tested. You get tested with your Mercedes. I get tested, with my own inner thoughts or whatever, my comparisons with other people. And I say, Agapi, what are you doing? You are a divine, beautiful woman. Why are you comparing yourself with this other woman who is thinner and, younger, or you think she has something else, Because we do that, Sister Jenna. It's insane. It's insane.
Okay. I would love for you to take us into a meditation, because I think that one of the things that speaks volumes is, like you said, loving the self, deepening a relationship with God, having the power to forgive, being kind and loving when the toxic person has forgotten, who they are. That if we don't pay attention to the inner power, the hidden potential of the soul, the light of the soul, it's hard for us to be able to say that I am a person of love. So can I just ask you to guide us into a very beautiful place of love?
Pleasure.
Oh, I would love that.
Pleasure. And because I don't know if we're going to have any more time after that, I want to tell your listeners to please follow me. I have a public page, Agapi Stassinopoulos, in Facebook. I post meditations, I post blogs and thoughts, and be part of my community. I have an Instagram called Agapi Sees, and I also have this new book, which I will be posting a lot about, Wake Up to the Joy of You. And my website is unbindingtheheart.com. I have meditations, talks, inspirational, kind talks, and funny. I think humor is the most delightful thing to lift into God. So there you go. Let us take a deep breath right now. And as you exhale any worries, any tension, any concerns. And this time, as you take a deep breath, breathe in this beautiful moment where you are alive, where you are able to listen, where you are able to come present, and you are able to allow the light in you to move forward into your life. Soften your heart. Take a deep breath and let your heart open like a blossom. And see this beautiful rose in your heart, any color you want. And take yourself into this rose on your heart. And as you breathe out, allow a petal to open. And as you breathe in the fragrance of the rose. And let this fragrance lift your thoughts. Dissipate any thoughts that are prickly, like the thorns of a rose. They melt away, and return only to the softness, the fragrance, the openness. And smile inside, as if you are given right now a secret to know that inside of you is the portable paradise of you. In your thoughts, go to a place where there is calm. If it's a lake, if it's a mountaintop, if it's by the ocean, if it is in a forest, go there right now and feel the breeze. The breeze shuts away your worries. And in your emotional center, where emotions reside, and they can be turbulent, which is your solar plexus, take your hands, gather love around your hands, gather light. Take a deep breath and put your hands in your belly. And as you exhale, tell yourself, I am safe, I am protected, I am part of the universal love, I am being breathed by God's energy. And say a prayer from the depths of your heart to the one that breathes you. Guide me. Show me. I'm ready. I am listening. I am pausing for you. It's very important to take deep, deep breaths. To fill your blessed lungs with the breath of life.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, take deep breaths and exhalations and know you are loved. You are loved.
This is what everyone needs to do, Agapi, and there'll be world peace.
I know, Sister Jenna, but, bless your heart because, look at you. You have your beautiful podcast and you bring such good people. It makes me cry that you are a light in the world, I'm a light in the world, and we're attracting other people. And if 100 of us committed 100%, do you know that those hundreds will get another 100 and another 100 and will be quantum leap? That's why it's impeccable. Listen, you could have yelled at that guy this morning. You could have lost it. You can say, listen, I have a right to lash out, but there you go. That would have been your disturbance. So you and I and the beautiful souls that are listening to us right now, let us make a commitment that we will up our game, we will amplify our light, we will live in the joy, and that radiation, you're going to affect another 20 people today. So am I. I'm going to go out to the freeway now to get my hair done, and I'm going to bless my hairdressers there. And do you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I do.
Let us,
I do.
We don't have to say anything. You can walk in, and people are going to say, oh, my God, Sister Jenna was here, and I just feel amazing.
Right. And what's interesting, and one of the interesting things, because I know we're coming to a close of our beautiful conversation, is that sometimes even in my own little limited self of when the ego pops up, like you expect everyone to do that, and sometimes, no, they won't. And that's even going to be okay. The question is, where am I on my internal world? Where is my inner space? And I think that's really important. Tell us if you've got any travels coming up. Are you coming to the nation's capital anytime soon? Do you have a talk?
Are you in Washington?
We are.
Are you in Washington?
Yes.
I have an event in Santa Fe that I am doing, and the Santa Fe event is on the 18th. And it's going to be up on my website. It's at a resort August 18th. And then, of course, my book, that's coming out in December is going to bring me everywhere. So
beautiful.
I will keep you posted. As I said,
Please.
you can follow me on Unbinding the Heart, and also in my Facebook page, I have all the events and the dates and the times and the phone numbers that you can call and everything. So
beautiful.
Please stay in touch. We are a big family. I just want to thank you, Sister Jenna, you have such a beautiful energy that I received immediately, and I feel blessed that I had the call with you today. I really do. I honor you and really feel that how wonderful it is that you're bringing such a beautiful, kind, wise energy into the world. And bless all you listeners. Stay in touch with me. And I just look forward to speaking very soon and meeting you in Washington, D.C.
Me too, for sure. And keep shedding your light and spraying your light all over it. Agapi, it was a beautiful, unconditional experience of love. Thank you so much.
And I like to leave you with my favorite affirmation, which is by a Sufi poet, and it says, "My heart is at peace, knowing that is mine will never miss me, and that misses me was never meant for me."
Wow. Amen.
Isn't that
Amen.
beautiful? So you never feel you're missing anything. You can just walk down the street and feel you're filled with the energy of love and God. And if you think someone else has got something more than you, well, just that part is lying to you.
Well, I think this is where I bring back my Greek and I tell you, Efaristo. Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Yes.
All right. All the very best.
A big Greek hug from me to you.
Same here. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Sister Jenna.
Wow. Rich, full, effervescent, energizing Agapi Stassinopoulos. That light will come. Maybe what you've been running after or wanting to have in your life is just not unfolding because maybe it's a done deal. Maybe you've done that. Maybe that really isn't what you want. And here is the destiny saying it's over here. It's over here, and it could be just that inner calling. So lots of good wishes to Agapi. Remember, no one can take away your happiness unless you give them permission, and we are here to love each other the same. And I'm going to end today's conversation with the happy song. Remember that? Take care. Bye, Pharrell.
I don't care, baby, by the way.